Yes, guys, welcome. Stein Kelson here, introducing you to the Santos Way, our first YouTube video that we're going to be putting up in relation to this save, and we've called it Jinga. Now, in this upload today, I'm going to be going through club information, a quick look at the finances. We're going to then drill down into the attributes within the team to paint a picture of kind of the squad that we've inherited. And then I'm going to drill down deeper into Jinga. So, Jinga is the Brazilian way of life, and it is going to be the philosophy which is going to be implemented on my save, and it's going to be the focal point of all recruitment. Yeah, thanks for joining me today, guys. If you could hit the like or subscribe button, it'd be greatly appreciated. Also, feel free to leave a comment. I'll try and get around to answering any of those at a later date. Yeah, I hope you enjoy the journey. Right, dipping into the club information page, as you can see, um, first and foremost, I want to say thank you very much to DF11. Yep, these guys have sorted me out with all of the Santos players face pack, which is going to be a massive asset for this save. You know, those visuals that DF11 provide just really help in terms of kind of bringing the game to life. Also, the skin itself is Renzi's skin, so yeah, kudos to you. Really appreciate it. Like I say, just adds that extra layer of value to the game and the save. So, club information. First and foremost, the media have predicted us to finish the Brazilian Serie A in third. The club were founded in 1912, and we've got a determined personality within our squad. The training facilities are excellent, the youth facilities are good, reputation obviously is continental, our finances are okay. Dipping into the stadium, the Villa Belmiro is only 16,000 capacity, which is one of the smaller stadiums in Brazil. Going to try and use that to our advantage, make it kind of a real cauldron of intensity, passion from the fans, and a place that people are not going to want to come to on the road. Taken in terms the historical uh, con- competition outcomes, the Copa Libertadores has not been won since 2011, and the Brazilian Serie A has not been won since 2004. So it's been a long time for these Santos fans without winning any silverware. As you can see, in terms of the way in which the club's gone over time, it's kind of been up and down, up and down. Try and get that to plateau a bit out on this save. Dipping next into the finance page, you can see we've got a transfer budget which is zero. That's because I've frozen the first window, and it seems to set your budget to zero for this window, and also kind of always give you a lower budget in the second window. We've got an overall balance of a minus 1.3 million. We dip into our debts. You'll see that the club are 65 million pounds in debt, which they're going to be paying off for the next, is it 25, no, yeah, 25 years. So it's going to be a long period of coming out of that debt. It's something which I kind of thought that Santos wouldn't be in debt, considering they're kind of renowned for exporting players to the European game, and lands of far. So for them to be in this situation just means we're going to be a bit of a struggle to bring players in. So we're going to have to really rely upon our academy. Quick look at the wages page. You'll see that the average wage is roughly, I'd say, about 9 grand at the moment. We've got 4 players which are kind of classified as important players, which are pulling down a larger percentage of that of the wage package. Um, Most of the squad's fittest squad players, and that's expected. We've got a really young squad. The squads in Brazil are absolutely massive, so you expect a lot of rotation between the different competitions, with the overall goal, like I said, of trying to get in that Libertadores and also to compete in Serie A. Next up on this whistle tour is the club vision. So as you can see, the club have put a big emphasis on playing entertaining football. Should probably come as no surprise, seeing as we're in Brazil. Every time I think of Brazilian football, I've got the sounds of the samba, the drum in the background. We're expecting to play in an attacking, exciting, entertaining game brand of football. Develop players using the club's youth system, which I briefly just touched upon in terms of the finances, the way in which the club seems to be set up. It's heavily geared towards this youth system. So, they've produced some exceptional talent over the years. My goal in this save is to produce the next Neymar. Need to work within the wage budget. Again, not a surprise. And our goals for the end of the current season is to qualify for the Libertadores, to reach the final of the state league, the Sao Paulo State League, and also to reach the semi-final of the Copa do Brasil. Yep, quite a steep challenge to start off with, but I think media predicted us to do well. Hopefully, I can get the guys performing. Just dropping into the tactics. So this is a tactic which I've made up called the Santos Way. If you want to find out a little bit more how I've come to this kind of initial starting point, I've got a blog which I'll put in the description of this YouTube video, and that really is a kind of an overall tactical analysis of Santos, where they were in 2020, looking down in terms of the players, and kind of this is the formation which I will be running with the save. As you can see, I've got a segundo volante, defensive midfielder, and a mezzala. So we've got a midfield three. We've got an inverted winger, deep lying forward. It's going to be exciting. Hopefully this formation, we got the volante bombing forward. We're going to have the mezzala pushing into that space, linking up with the winger, and then, like I said, the deep line forward coming in here, the inverted winger going across. I've never played with segundo volante, so it's going to be another exciting part of the save for me. So just dropping into the attributes and the comparison, just to give you a kind of a feel for the squad which I've inherited. Looking over the three profiles, I'm going to look at the physical profile first. I'll take the goalkeeper out of the equation. So you can see that we've got the strongest team in the league, and also probably our pace sits within the 90th percentile. This is going to allow us to really kind of play a bit more of a direct passing game, get the ball into the players as quick as possible, let them use that strength to either muscle off the defender or the opposition, and being able to really control that space that they're in. Unfortunately, we're kind of not blessed with natural fitness. As you can see here, it's below the league average, which is my main concern in terms of this physical page, because given the fact that the Brazilian league has a lot of games, there's a lot of fixtures, I'm going to need to be rotating the squad quite a bit. And with us not having that natural fitness, I think it's just we're running the risk of being able to not hit the ground running with the players which are coming in, because they're at risk of losing their fitness levels. Next up is the mental profile. So the squad are actually the bravest in the league and have the best decision makings. They've also got pretty decent teamwork, which is exceptional. We want a team that is going to be able to work hard and well as a team. In terms of what I'm seeing here, which I'm not liking, is this determination, which goes against what we've had the club information page, which said that the squad personality is determined. So as you know, determination plays a big factor in terms of how your squad will be able to reach their potential ability. If the players are really determined, then they're going to have that drive to kind of always improve. And from what I'm seeing at the moment, the squad is kind of one of the lowest in the league, which means that potentially those players aren't going to be able to hit their potential ability. Finally, in terms of the technical attributes, we are the league leaders in terms of heading. Our finishing is also really, really good. Tackling, standing out, and marking, which is, really decent. It means that we are going to be able to hopefully finish the chances once we create them. The fact that we've got good tackling and really good heading has led me to make the decision to play a bit more of a lower defensive line, because I think we're solid enough to be able to get that ball. Once we've got a defensive shape, we're strong enough to hold it and then hopefully be able to use our pace that we had earlier on and that direct play to hit the opposition on the counter. Okay, so next up we're going to take a little look into Jinga. So Jinga is a spirit which Brazilians are born with. It's a walk, a talk, a way of life, and a vital ingredient to being Brazilian. So in Brazilian terms, it will ensure that kind of the spirit of life, Jinga, it's ingrained in the DNA of every Brazilian. My job is to ensure that it's able to flow. So taking this into consideration, what I've actually done is I've went to the Brazilian national team and we've looked at the players within the team. I've then gone across and pulled all of the attributes for the Brazilian national team together. So you can see we've got the technical attributes, we've got the mental attributes, and we've got the physical attributes, and I've kind of averaged up each one at the bottom to kind of get what I think it makes up this Jinga. So you can see they're scoring highly, and I've used 15 as a benchmark. So in terms of the technical attributes, we've got a first touch, we've got passing and technique. So those three things technically are kind of what I would associate with the Brazilian philosophy, the school of Brazilian football. In terms of mental, we've got anticipation, composure, determination, and work rate. We've also got agility and balance. So these kind of attributes are going to be the core fundamental attributes which I'll be implementing when I send my scouts out. They're going to be what I'm going to be looking for in terms of player recruitment and player development. And then what I've then done is just kind of looked at this Jinga and thought, oh, you know what? Let's go and see how my squad compare. So I pulled off every squad player that I've got at Santos in terms of the reserves and the under 19s, and I've pulled off all their attributes, which you can see there: physical, mental, technical, color coded it to the Brazilian nation, and then I've then got their average Jinga score in terms of the primary attributes: first touch, passing, technique, anticipation, composure and determination, work rate, agility and balance, and natural fitness. And then I've got the secondary components, the ones which scored at 14 on the Brazilian national team, which are vision, decision making and pace. So then when I sort those, you can see Marino is the player with the highest Jinga in my squad. I've also then got Jefferson Soteldo, who again possesses high values of Jinga. Marcos Leonardo also is another player which is kind of, he also at the beginning of the save was set up in the youth team, I think. He also possesses exceptional kind of Ginga DNA, and that goes down, all the way through the squad. I don't know why they're not sorting highest to lowest. I think 13 is our highest. Strange, but yeah. So yeah, that's our Jinga philosophy. You can see that, I'm going to be using that these core values within our player recruitment, and just be able to, I think, move those players from those lesser teams. I think we'll just touch on where they've gone, those younger players. I think I said, if I jump into sorry, that's completely thrown me. If I jump into the team report itself, and our squads, you'll see that if I go through to development center, I think I already moved them up actually. We've got here, where are you? Change our view, because he's down here. So yeah, Marcos Leonardo, he was a youngster, but he possesses high Jinga, so he's going to be moved up into the senior team. As you can see, he's got some pretty decent attributes, and if you compare him with a player who we already should be able to know as being an exceptional talent within the squad, where are you, Kyle Jorge, or Kyle Jorge, you'll see that they possess a very similar radar, despite them both being very young. They both have a decent enough radar, so that believed me to be enough to be able to bring up Leonardo into the squad and be able to compete for that first team slot. So yeah, that in a nutshell really is where I'm going to be leaving this first stream YouTube video. My idea was to give you bi-weekly updates in terms of this content. So I think the next stage is going to cover after pre-season, maybe a few league games in, just so we've got a feel really of how this the Santos Way tactic is working, what kind of players are starting to stick out, and potentially any sticking points that we've come across, which we can then look to work on, carry out that tactical analysis of the tactic itself, and just general update of the save. So I'm going to leave you there. I think I've covered nearly 20 minutes, which is long enough. You don't want to hear me babbling on, but yep, thank you very much for joining in. I hope you've enjoyed it. The Santos Way, this is it, guys. We're taking it to the next level. So Stein Kelson here, signing off. Thanks very much for your time.